You sweat until the sun sets, exhausting yourself. Yet why does the bank balance stay right where it was? From the morning alarm to the last email of the office. You're selling your freedom for someone else's dreams. Have you noticed that the more hard work you put into this old pattern, the more badly you get trapped in this whirlpool of poverty? Now imagine a completely different reality. You're sleeping soundly, but your digital soldiers are earning dollars for you on the internet. You're in the valleys of Manalib with your family, but your earnings meter has not stopped. This is not magic. It is the bitter truth of today's high-tech era that 99% of people are ignoring. In fact, the world has been divided into two parts. One who earns a living by selling time, and the second who buys freedom by creating assets. In this entire discussion today, I am going to give you that blueprint which will take you out of a worker's mindset and place you in the chair of a system builder who creates an empire. Remember, this is not ordinary information. It is an engine that will change your financial direction. That's why understand this whole thing until the end. Hard work will give you bread, but a system will give you the whole world, especially skipping part 3. And part 5 could be the biggest mistake of your career. I promise that if you master these 2 pillars, you will never have to wander in the crowd of how to earn money videos again. From here, the speed of your bank account and your way of thinking, both will change forever. But a stinging question arises here. If building assets is the real secret to becoming rich, then why are most of us still grinding our entire lives for a few rupees? Is the deficiency in our dedication or in that old software installed in our minds since childhood? This is where the real game of mindset begins. Until you recognize which side you are currently standing on, you cannot reach the other side. So now the time has come for that fundamental understanding, which will decide whether you will just keep working your whole life or create such an automated structure that will print notes even without you. Come, let's move directly into the first part, where we will understand the real difference between the worker versus creator mindset. Part 1, the trader of time versus the owner of the system. You and I, if we talk honestly, are trapped in such an invisible cage whose door always stays open, yet we do not come out. This cage is called the money for time trap. That sounds easy, but its consequences are very dangerous. However many hours you give to the work, the owner puts that much money in your hand. If you give 10 hours, you get 10 hours of wages. But what is the biggest chain of this model? You also have only 24 hours in a day. You cannot increase your hard work beyond the limit. No, wait a moment and think. If, God forbid, you cannot go to work tomorrow or you want to take a break, what will happen? The tap of your income will turn off immediately. This is the biggest disease of this old system. It keeps you very busy, but never lets you be free. The more rich you want to become, the more you have to burn yourself. Gradually, you go into such a tunnel where you don't work to live, but live only to work. Let's look at this with a simple example. Suppose Sumit is a graphic designer. He makes logos for clients for 12 hours a day. He gets good money for every project. He's capable, hardworking, and his house is running well. But he has one weakness. The day Sumit stops holding the mouse, his income will become 0. On the other hand is Aryan. In the beginning, he also sweated a lot. But his goal was not just to do manual labor, but to build property. He created a content hub where he teaches his skill. He prepared a masterclass and built his own community. Now what happens? Aryan does not sit in front of the laptop all the time. Still, his old videos are bringing in new clients. People are buying his course even while he sleeps. Sumit is squeezing money out of his time. While Aryan has built a machine that is free from time, work is what you do, an asset is what works for you. This is the real difference between a common employee and a system builder. An employee always stays in active mode and gets tired. An asset builder works hard first so that later the system can give him rest. And this is the vision that this entire philosophy teaches you, how you can gradually move your life away from this dangerous turn and onto the track of financial freedom. But now a natural curiosity must be arisen in your mind. What do these assets actually look like, and how can we prepare them at the ground level? Understanding this is the next step of this journey. Part 2, the real definition of property. By now, you have learned that just backbreaking hard work will not give you the key to freedom. But now the biggest question comes, what are these properties or assets actually? To put it in simple words, an asset is that seed which, once sown, gives you fruit again and again. That is, you invest your energy and time once, and that thing keeps giving you returns repeatedly in the future. This is the real game of being rich. Let's understand this more deeply. If you do a job, you dig a well every morning and drink water. But the logic of an asset is exactly the opposite of this. Here you first work hard to lay a pipeline. You build something that is unaffected by whether you are active or not. Let's take some practical examples so the picture becomes completely clear. Suppose you made an excellent tutorial. Initially, maybe no one watches it, but gradually it starts going viral in the streets of the internet. Every minute, in some corner of the world, it is being watched. If you have adopted the right strategy, that video is continuously generating revenue for you. Now, notice you recorded that video only once, but it is working for you thousands of times. This is the asset. Similarly, there is a digital course. You shoot it once, but it keeps selling for years. An ebook that you wrote once, but it continuously increases your royalty. Your personal brand is also a very big asset. When the world starts trusting you, that same trust converts into deals and opportunities worth millions in the future. And the most lethal asset is your own email list, because that is your own property, where you can talk directly to your audience without depending on any platform's will. Now imagine that you have a web of 50 such videos and 5 courses. Everything is earning a little bit. This means clearly you are no longer a slave to work. You have converted your time into a permanent system. But here, Daniel Priestley explains a very serious point. He says that you cannot expect any big miracle by building just a few scattered assets. If you have only one channel or only one product, your empire is weak. You have to build a complete ecosystem, where many properties move forward by holding each other's hands. He calls this the 24 assets framework. Now, what is this thing called 24 assets? How do they connect with each other? And how do they together build an invincible fort? The real thrill begins from here. Part 3, 24 assets, your digital empire. Now increase your concentration, because from here the walls of your old thinking are going to fall. All the knowledge so far was just an introduction. The real engine will start now. Daniel Priestley says a very revolutionary thing. A huge and sustainable business is not built just from one good product, but it is built from the coordination of 24 different but connected assets. These assets together prepare a labyrinth that becomes stronger with time and gives you the cream for decades. If you catch this structure, then you too will be able to build a business that will not be dependent on your presence. So let's start from the foundation. The first category is intellectual property. This is the land on which your entire building will stand. The very first asset is your own expertise, your experience, and your unique ideas. What you know is your biggest currency, but just setting with knowledge is not enough. Real value is created when you give that knowledge a structure. You mold it into steps that anyone can understand. Suppose you are a master of cooking or coding. If you can convert your art into a clear framework and give it to the world, then congratulations, you have built your first digital asset. But is just having knowledge enough? Not at all. Here comes the entry of the second asset, content. Content is that bridge that takes your knowledge to the thirsty people. Your videos, your podcasts, these are all your digital soldiers who are fighting for you in the field of the internet. 24 hours a day and pulling in the audience. Every piece of content is an investment that never expires. But just making noise is not enough. The real challenge is, are the people coming to you, connecting with you? Do they believe in what you say? And here the third asset becomes mandatory. Copyrights, meaning the protection of your hard work. Whatever unique thing you create should legally be yours so that no one can harvest the crop of your hard work. But remember, you will not become big just by protection. This is just the basement. The real skyscraper is still to be built. Now we will move forward because so far you have only seen the trailer. The real magical system will now open one by one. Second category, the power of brand assets. By now you have understood that knowledge and content work as the foundation. But after a level, just giving information is not enough. From here, the real dominance of the brand begins. Because in this crowd of the internet, thousands of people are shouting the same things you are saying. Then why should people come to you only? This is the wonder of brand assets. They separate you from the crowd, make you memorable, and most importantly, make you trustworthy. The very first asset is your brand name. Your name is your identity. When someone hears your name, a special feeling should wake up in their heart. That feeling is your real value. Do people consider you a guru? Do they think of you as the solution to their problem? A strong brand name is one that sticks in people's minds like Fabical. As soon as they hear the name, they should remember your quality. But wait, nothing happens just by keeping a name. A name is just a label. The real connection is with the soul. Here comes the second asset, brand story. Your story is the thread that connects you to people. People forget data, but stories settle in their hearts. If you just distribute knowledge, people might listen. But if you show your struggles, share your failures, and tell the journey of your victory. People will start loving you. For example, when you tell how you did not give up despite being in hardship, the audience sees a reflection of themselves in you. This emotional bond is the life of your brand. But here is a big question. Will people trust you blindly by listening to your story? Here, the most precious asset is born. Reputation, meaning credibility. Credibility is not built overnight. It is earned with honesty and consistency. When you give value again and again and live up to your every word, then people become ready to bet on you. And once you win the trust, then selling is no longer a difficult task. Similarly, if your data is telling you that your audience likes a particular kind of advice, you can play your next masterstroke in that direction. Here you don't just remain a creator, but you become a mastermind. You can see the future through the glasses of data. And this is the turn where your hard work starts converting into an automated system. But now $1 million question comes. If you have the name, the trust, and the data too, how will you convert this into actual cash? From here, the next gear shifts: product assets, where value directly converts into revenue. Fourth category, the cycle of product assets. By now, you have decorated the cups and thirsty people have also gathered. But now the biggest challenge is how to convert this crowd into customers. This is where the magic of product assets works. According to Daniel Priestley, a strong fort is not built with just one brick. You have to build such a product ecosystem where every level of customer can fit. The very first asset is free content, or what we also call a lead magnet. This is the gate from where people step into your world for the first time. Your YouTube videos, your free ebooks, these are all part of it. Your goal here is not to fill the safe, but to win hearts. When you help selflessly, a high image of you is formed in people's minds. But there is a catch here. If you give everything for free, how will the business run? Here comes the second asset: low ticket product. This is a small and affordable offer that gives a new person the confidence to spend money for the first time. Its real purpose is not profit, but to convert a viewer into a buyer. Like a 99 rupee workshop or some 499 rupee guide, this is the first step of increasing trust. But where is the real profit and big growth hidden? Now we enter the third asset: core product. This is the engine of your entire business. This is the main offer that solves a big problem of the customer from the root. It is deep, it is expensive, and the real value is found here, like your full premium course or mentorship. But for those who want to go even further, who want super fast results, what for them? Here the fourth asset is born: premium product. This is the most expensive and most special offer. Here you work directly with a few select people. It has your personal touch and the results are also magical. Like one-on-one coaching, here customers are fewer, but the revenue and impact are the highest. Now think calmly. You have free knowledge too, small offers too, and big premium programs too. This has become a complete system. But as it grows big, a heavy headache will appear. How will you manage it? Will you yourself tear every bill and pick up every call? This question takes us to that last step where business truly becomes free. Systems assets. Category 5. Systems assets, the blueprint of freedom. By now you have understood the entire web of products. But now is the biggest test. Can you carry this whole load alone? In the beginning you might do it. But as your fame increases, the burden of work will crush you. If you yourself stand behind every message and every sale, you will again fall into that same labor trap. This is where systems assets come into your life as angels. They make your business so big that your presence is not even needed. The very first system asset is a sales funnel. To put it in easy language, it is an automated path that gradually makes a stranger your fan. Someone watches your video, then they reach your free guide. They get emails, and on the end, they buy your product on their own. Now think, if you had to do all this manually, would you be able to sleep? This is the reason why funnel automation is so powerful. But is just building a funnel enough? Here the second asset comes: automation. This means that the system breathes itself, not you. Your emails, your payment gateways, your delivery, everything should run with robotic precision, even at 3 a.m. Someone can come to your website, buy the course, and get instant access. This is real freedom. But automation is not just a game of tools. A strong structure is needed behind it. And that is called the third asset: processes. Processes mean having a fixed way of doing every job. If you have a step-by-step system for everything, you will never fail. This has two benefits. First, your quality will always be the same. And second, you will be able to hand over your work to someone else too. From here, a new truth comes before you. When you have these systems ready, then you realize that now is the time to build a team. Your system is ready, now capable hands are needed to run it. From here, your business will flourish in the true sense. If you found this video valuable, then subscribe to the Atomic Insights channel and don't forget to like. Which of these assets will you build first? Do tell in the comments below.